What's going on, guys? This is Matt Merenoff, Realestate Recovery Group. Today's a special edition. Today is the beginning of Realestate Recovery Group. I'm going to talk a little bit about my story of why I decided to make the move that I did in 2015. And I'm going to talk a little bit about a training portal that we're putting together for individuals so they can understand a little bit more about short sales. Truly, when I say people before profit, I mean it. When I say know your options, I truly do mean it. I don't know if I'm going to run for a full hour today. I don't know if I have enough content to talk for a whole hour based on what I'm looking to accomplish and letting people understand the making of the Short Sale Savage and the beginning of Realestate Recovery Group. So I'd like to tell you guys a little bit about my story. So here, and the purpose for today is for people to understand who I am and what I truly mean about the purpose of the company Realestate Recovery Group. So here's my story. So my name is Matt Merenoff, and I got involved in the real estate industry in 2001 or early 2000. And the reason why I happened upon getting into this type of industry wasn't by choice. It was because I was actually sick at that time, and I wasn't able to do the job that I was doing anymore. I have an issue called colitis, and I was actually a train operator. And during that time, I had to go on disability because my colitis had flared up so bad that I couldn't work anymore. Fast forward, my family members asked me if I wanted to get involved in the mortgage industry. And I had mortgage industry experience prior to, and then I've also worked with collection agencies. So for probably a good 4 years or so, I had run in the post-closing department, closing department. Then we got involved in a system that was a nationwide service that was providing options for people that were selling their properties for sale by owner. So towards the end of 2004, 2005, I started to see a little bit of a shift in the market. And like I always do, I like to try to see ahead and forecast and try to get an understanding what's going to happen. That was actually the beginning of myself getting involved in short sales. And I ended up working with a team of individuals that I was running parallel with for a very long time. Ended up taking a class, learning how you could purchase properties for as low as $10 out of pocket. They did not have any facet or any type of education system in place at that point. And I was asked, hey, you've got collection experience, you understand how the mortgage process works. Are you interested in, handling short sales? And I said, yeah, sure. So nobody knew who I was. Nobody knew who Matt Merenoff was. Nobody knew really what a short sale was. And if anything, a short sale is not short. You should call it a long short sale. And over the course of, I'm going to say about a year or so, I quickly grasped the concept of how short sales worked. So because of that, I was actually able to expedite and write notes like I have in this book here to figure out how to build a course. So fast forward 2007. Again, people slowly started to find out who Matt Merenoff was, what the purpose of I was doing and why I was doing it, and I ended up doing an education class with the company. I had the ability to build everything out. They put everything into motion. We put the class together, and then the class went out, and it was very successful. And I love that time of my life because it taught me a lot about myself and being able to help people and individuals that were in trouble with the property. But nobody really saw my vision back then. So I did the education thing for probably about, I'm going to say, a year and a half, 2 years or so. And then, like everything else, companies change, directions change. And I decided that I wanted to go out on my own and I wanted to do things differently. So I left. They continued to do, I believe, some variation of whatever the classes that I had, not the full variation of it. So I went dark. I went behind the scenes. Most people joke around. They call me Oz behind the curtain. And I really honed my skills for, I'm going to say, probably at least a good 7 years behind the scenes. And I really dug deep. And the education that I got wasn't from these online classes. The education that I actually got was friending loss mitigation people, underwriters, getting more of a sense of what is it going to take to actually do the short sale process. Again, writing my notes and writing all the education down that I've learned along the way. We'll fast forward. We'll talk about 2020 in a second. So 2007 or so, we had parted ways, and I was focusing more behind the scenes of trying to figure out what are the rules, the regulations, and the guidelines to be able to get these things to the finish line. How can I be more successful with the short sale or the art of the short sale? And by doing so, I realized super fast that there was two options: retail short sale, investor short sale. And between the two of those, I was able to really put the missing links together and be very successful in getting short sales approved. How successful was I? High 90% percentile in getting short sales to the finish line, it's pretty staggering. Most people are just taking files, not understanding, can a short sale happen? Wasting months of time trying to put deals together, not contacting the lenders, and essentially wasting time. So after that time frame, I had gone through a couple different business ventures with people. But it all came down to, what does Matt Merenoff want to do? What do I want to do to help other people? What do I feel is needed? And after the 7-8 year run of working with other individuals and really not being happy, we had some very traumatic stuff happen. And my father and my father-in-law both died tragically the same day. When they passed away, it really sparked something inside me, thinking that life was too short and that I needed to make a change. Now, my family thought I was having a breakdown, but honestly, I hadn't seen anything more clear or have any more clarity until that moment. So I backed off of any transactions that I was working with people that I felt didn't have the interests of the homeowner. And I basically started from scratch. So in 2015, that actually was the emerge of the nationwide campaign with Realestate Recovery Group and myself. And in doing so, I found so much less stress in my life, more clarity, being able to offer the options that most individuals don't understand on how the actual process works. And because of doing that, it made it super easy for me. You guys got to remember, like, I am completely self-taught by working with the concept of the on-the-job training. Now, I trained myself and I did a ton of research to get to where I am right now. So when you see Realestate Recovery Group pop up or the name come up, it really should be synonymous with Short Sale Savage, Hebrew Hammer, because that's truly who I am, and that's how I look at doing short sales themselves across the board. Whereas most people literally throw shit up against the wall and hope for the best. And if it doesn't work, then they just walk away and they move on to something else. Well, that's not helpful for the people that are in trouble with their property. And that was why, I'm always learning. My team is also always learning because we're on the phones every single day with the banks. I still get on the phones. I still have interaction with attorneys. I was actually on a call yesterday, which I didn't realize that it was going to be so elaborate, and they actually graded me on my presentation, and I got high 8s, 9s, not 10s, which is okay. Always leave room for improvement. So it was interesting to hear from other individuals what they felt that I wasn't doing right. Well, with that said, I have a thick skin. Most people don't have thick skin in this industry. And because they don't, they're really not successful in it. They say they are, they're not. They pitch themselves as, they're AKA gurus in the industry, but they're really not. Have you ever heard me say I'm a guru? No. I'm just a guy. I put my pants on like everybody else, one leg at a time. And I try to help individuals understand what their options are. So, I try to make it so everybody understands what we're doing. Most real estate agents that we come across, most homeowners that we come across, most attorneys and or title companies basically say to us across the board, there's people that are being insincere. There's no follow-up in this industry. And you have to, follow-up is so important. And I tell people all the time, wouldn't you want to work smarter, not harder? How important would it be to have a team behind you of individuals that can help you get to the finish line when you're working with somebody who's in distress with their property? Well, you'd be surprised. There's a lot of individuals out there that really don't care either way. And if I had to guess, I would say 30 to 40% of the individuals that are professionals in this industry really don't care. They just want to get a paycheck. They want the fastest way, streamline the process, and they don't care who they hurt in the midst of doing the transaction as a short sale. So I tell people, wouldn't it be easier to work smarter, not harder? You keep doing your job. Because guys, whether it's a regular transaction or whether it's a short sale, how many people have put tireless amount of hours into a regular transaction? Now, if you take that and you intensify it times 10, but you're still getting the same dollar amount, does that make like you're working smarter? No, you're working harder. So I say our company does not get a dime off of the real estate commission. Real estate commission, they get their, as a real estate agent, you get your full real estate commission, period. If you're an investor and or if you're a buyer, you're paying for my company to negotiate the short sale. Now, that doesn't mean that you own Real Estate Recovery Group. That doesn't mean that I'm your quote-unquote personal processor. If you want a processing company, go Google a processing company. If you want a company that's an elite company that understands the rules, regulations, and guidelines, then it's Real Estate Recovery Group. People are asking me, Matt, COVID, what's going on? What's going on? It's a little bit of a shit show. Why? Well, because the government was talking about individuals that have never been affected or been late before on their mortgage. But what about the people that were late on their mortgage before? What about the people that have already done, the forbearance? So maybe they did some type of deferment, right? And they did a loan modification where they adjusted the whole terms of their mortgage. What if they don't qualify? So there's a lot of things that most individuals are not offering. Now, you can share this video. You could not share this video. Personally, I think the video should be shared because sharing is caring. But if you don't share it, that's okay too. At least educate yourself. And if you don't want to work with Real Estate Recovery Group, that's fine. But this isn't a game, and you can't fake it till you make it. And because of the next batch, and that's exactly what COVID-19 is doing, and the next batch of pre-foreclosure properties, you better get on the ball because homeowners are going to ask you questions. And if you don't have the answers to it, that could be the difference between you actually getting the listing and losing it to somebody that maybe doesn't know as much as you. Maybe they're not as dedicated, but they understand, the quick terminology, or they understand, the quick responses, and they're a good salesperson. And in the end, maybe they won't help them the way that you are. So that's why Real Estate Recovery Group is so important and what we do and why we offer it. But in 2015, I took the journey in making my company Not only completely virtual, so I guess I am ahead of the curve with the virtual stuff, but to be able to offer the services on a national level. Because people that are watching this, especially in my short sale one-on-one group, which if you're not a part of it, you should be a part of it. We just broke 1,500 people in that group. And we don't let just everybody in that group. You have to answer specific questions. And the questions are very easy. But the questions there, really, to be honest, they're actually there to see if people follow directions. And if they can't follow the directions and they don't answer these specific questions, guess what's going to happen? You're not getting in the group. So to date, we should probably have about 4,000 people in that group. But I chose, with my team, to not let people in that don't answer the questions. So if you've ever tried to get into the group and you didn't answer those questions, or you were never accepted, that's the reason why. So answer the questions, come on into the group. Show us that you're serious about following directions. Because quite honestly, most people do not follow directions. Real estate agents, there should be no reason why you would not want to work with Real Estate Recovery Group, because we have a proven track record in working in different MLSs across the United States. We are full disclosure. And as long as you are properly disclosed on the MLS in the remarks section, and you do put up the proper disclosures, there's no reason why my company can get paid for services. Real estate agents get to keep the full real estate commission. Other than, they're stuck in their ways and they feel that for whatever reason, they're going to do certain things their own way. So I'm putting the number on the bottom of the screen, and this is our toll-free number. And the number there is 866-739-3960, 866-739-3960. And I put it there up because I want people to understand that it's either yourself or your clients, they have options. Why wait to the last minute? Shouldn't wait. So that's going to be on the bottom of the screen for the remainder of this live. Okay. So again, working, directly with the bank for myself, complete on-the-job training. That's what it took for me to actually understand this industry. Not by buying courses from people that are second guessing. By the way, because I've been doing this for so long, I'm actually personal friends with people that have actually transferred from different banks, people that have left the industry. And we would go over some of the courses that people had actually put out there. It's garbage. The amount of information that they give you, they're only giving you this much. They're not giving you the full amount because they want you to come back and they want you to do the transactions with them. To me, I would say that person, in my opinion, would be considered, a scam artist. As far as real estate agents are concerned, why not obtain your full real estate commissions? Keep your full real estate commissions. My company does not take a dime of it. There are companies out there that share in the commission splits. My company does not share in the commission splits, right? So I want everybody to understand, since 2005, all I've tried to do is to try to do the right thing to help individuals, to educate them so they understand how the process works. I don't have to take time out of my day to do these streams. I do this because I want people to understand there are individuals that genuinely do care. So I want everybody to keep that in mind. When I talk about working smarter, not harder, I truly mean it. Work smarter, not harder. If there's a way that you can actually work with individuals to help them get to the finish line and not second guess or throw poop against the wall and try to find out if it's going to work. And if it doesn't work, I don't like getting responses from people. Well, it's their own fault. They shouldn't have gone late on their mortgage. They knew what they were doing. That's not necessarily true. I don't care whether it was, from the 2007s all the way up to 2020. Stuff happens, and people have to be prepared. And if you're looking for somebody who is a leader in the industry, yeah, I'm a leader. I don't consider myself a guru. I consider myself a leader in the industry and have a wonderful team that backs me up. And I couldn't do what I do without them. So it's important that everybody understands this is not a one-trick pony. This isn't like, oh, who's this company? COVID's out. So now, hey, who are these guys? Look back on the previous posts, Google my name, Google the company, Real Estate Recovery Group. I tell people all the time, if you're on the fence and you don't know who I am, what my company does, or what we stand for, Google us. We've got nothing to hide. We want to put everybody at ease and everybody understand how important, so important, that everything is going on right now in the industry. Now, because of what's going on with COVID right now, I'm a little panicked because we're supposed to have another event in October. So there's a couple of different things that we're going to be doing. One of which, I'm actually building an online training portal. And I've been speaking with people now for the last, I'm going to say 4 or 5 months. And they all say the same thing. Matt, I know a lot about short sales, but I don't know this. Matt, I know nothing about short sales, but I'd like to know this. My mother-in-law has an issue with their property, but I'd like to know what they're doing. So what I'm actually doing with my team is we're actually breaking down portal by portal, education-wise, to show people that maybe you don't want to take the whole class. Maybe you only want to take certain portals. Maybe there's certain things that you don't want to do. And the reason why I'm doing this, why I'm showing people going down and then I'm going back up, is because it's basically going to be a la carte training. And when I say a la carte training, because maybe some people understand the process, but they don't understand the dispute process. Maybe they don't understand clarity on doing a dispute, a variance against somebody. How many disputes can you do? Is that an issue? Can that be an issue at a later date? Can the file get shut down? How long does an evaluation last on a property? Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, FHA. Can you dispute these? All these things and more are going to be inside these portals, and they're going to be able to help people and educate them. Are they free? Absolutely not. But I don't believe on taking people's money and not being able to offer service. So the services that are going to be provided are going to be a la carte. We are planning on doing an online short sale bootcamp expo. So the vendors that were supposed to be at our bootcamp in October, we are making provisions now to actually have them in an actual bootcamp environment and an online. So I'm excited. This is the first time I'm actually talking about that really live because of what's going on with the COVID virus around the United States. And to be honest, I'm a little panicked that we're not going to be able to do the live event. So I think it's more important that we prepare for the online presence. And based on what's going on right now, they're talking about a possible another shutdown. Well, I can't have that because there's people that need to learn the education and what we're offering, and why we're offering it, and what we're doing as far as helping people understand the process itself. So I want people to understand the whole purpose of me coming on and doing this video is to let people know that we're working with buyers, right? We're working with buyers and we're working with sellers. Now, I have real estate agents that tell me all the time, Matt, I'm bored with working with buyers and sellers. I'm not interested in working with buyers and sellers. It's not exciting enough for me. How do you keep excited every day? I'm excited every day because every day, unfortunately, is like a new adventure. It's like Groundhog's Day because you never know where the day is going to lead you. You know where it's starting, but some of these closings, they get postponed for whatever reason. Next day you wake up, you think it's going great, didn't end up right, you got to start all over again. So, but I'm conditioned for it, so is my team. But as far as agents that are bored with working with sellers and buyers, why not look into distressed real estate? Why not look at short sales? Why not say, hey, Matt, how hard is it to get involved with Real Estate Recovery Group? It's not that hard to get involved with Real Estate Recovery Group. Call the number on the bottom of the screen, which is 866-739-3960. And the reason for me putting that up there is because that's 24 hours a day. Maybe you're at work right now, you're watching this video. Maybe later on, you're going to get home and it's going to be 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. You go, oh my God. At least you have the number to call in and say, hey, look, I'd like to know more about short sales. Or I have a possible homeowner who's in trouble with their property. Or I am a homeowner. I am in trouble with my property. But across the board, it's so important because I get this question all the time. And I guess people aren't watching the videos in full. And that's why I'm putting this up there. Why work with Real Estate Recovery Group? Realtors, they keep their full commission. And when I say full commission, it's the commission that you're allowed with your broker. So if you're, 100% of 70%, you're getting 100% of whatever the 70% is. If it's 100%, you get 100% minus whatever your fees are. I don't know what your commission splits are. So when you get to keep your full commission minus whatever it is that you have with your brokerage firm as far as the agreement that you have. So please understand the concept of why we're doing this, why I wanted to do it, and why I wanted to come on and do this special live today and explain to people the reason for Real Estate Recovery Group is to be able to help people and individuals on a national level based out of New Jersey. My office is not brick and mortar, it's virtual. The people that work on my team actually work out of their houses. They're very fortunate. I think I'm a nice person to work for. You could ask them, they might say something different. But I would say across the board, I think I'm a very fair person. People that are working for me are actually working with me. That's the mentality that I have. And then any agents that want to work with us, that's it. Form an alliance with us. Don't just pass up on the distressed real estate just because you don't know enough about it or because your broker isn't willing to pay for training for you to get training. I'm not saying you have to take our training. Some people want to understand more about short sales. We do not have time during the day or night because we have lives outside of working for the company that if you want to learn, you have to pay for the training. It's that simple. But I'm not pushing it on anybody. It's not a requirement to work with Real Estate Recovery Group. What is a requirement is that people understand that they need to work with us. When I say work with us, explain to the people that you're working with that are buying a short sale. Explain the disclosures that they're filling out. Yep, there's disclosures that we offer. There's also verbiage that goes in the remarks section. It's important that everybody is on the same page. And if they're not, and it gets to the point where getting set up for closing, the HUD's getting changed, fees are being put onto it, there's a specific title company that was put in place for running title and helping with the provisions of clearing title. That doesn't mean you go out and get another title company. That title company's already done their work. These types of things, information is all in the documents that we provide. Provided for a reason. There's a clarity because we want to understand that everybody's working same page. Help the seller out of the jam, help the buyer obtain the property at a fair price, and be able to, everybody else, basically do their jobs and get paid for the services. It's really that simple. So keep in mind, when I talk about working smarter, not harder, I really mean work smarter, not harder. My company does the bulk of the work. Real Estate Recovery Group does the bulk of the work itself for doing the short sales. Real Estate Recovery Group does 93% of all the heavy lifting. That leaves 7% over. 7, not 100, 7% that we ask for guidance and things that we need help with. We work with the seller, we work with the buyer, we work with the buyer's attorney, the seller's attorney, the real estate agents that are involved, and the title company. So there's and God forbid there's a ton of judgments or additional liens on the property other than the mortgage. That's stuff that we work on. We work on with the title company. So we really do try to make it easier for everybody across the board. And I think that once everybody really listens to this video and or shares it with other individuals that are out there that might want to understand the concept of, work smarter, not harder, then I think that most people will be on the same page. So guys, I just wanted to jump on here, tell a little bit about the story, why I do this, why the importance of what Real Estate Recovery Group is all about. I don't have to help individuals the way that I do. I don't have to have my team do what we do the way we do. I don't have to do these lives. I do these lives because I want people to understand who is the creator of Real Estate Recovery Group. It's Matthew Merenoff. You know, sometimes I'll have Leah, who is my head processor / negotiator on my team, come on, and she talks about, you know, the issues that we're having with agents, attorneys, banks themselves, clarity, working with the first and second mortgage. We've worked with deals that have 4 mortgages on it. We work with properties that have hundreds of thousands of dollars in liens on them. This is an art. This isn't just, you know, something where you throw stuff up against the wall and hope that it works. And if it doesn't, you can walk away. We have an allegiance to the person that's in trouble. So whether you're bringing it to us, you know, whether you're the seller in trouble and you have somebody, or if you're a buyer, and if you're a buyer out there and you're looking for options to purchase a short sale, by all means, you can utilize our company. As long as everybody understands and everybody's on the same page, there's no reason why the buyer can't hire us outside of someone else as a listing agent and bringing us in. It's all about clarity, working smarter, not harder. So I'm hoping that this little video, gives a little bit more insight to Real Estate Recovery Group and the whole purpose of why I did it and how I've grown it from 2005 to now 2020, going on to the future and going on to the next phase. So guys, remember, this is Matt Merenoff, Real Estate Recovery Group. Thank you so much for watching. The lives are available Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, trimming them back because we're getting more busy and I have to be more hands-on with the crew. Last couple of months, obviously, been a little lighter because of the COVID, and I've been able to free up a little bit, but now we're starting to get busier, so the night lives are gone, and Mondays and Fridays are gone, and now we're doing Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I hope you enjoy these, and if you know of anybody that would want to come on, tell a story as a real estate agent or a buyer or as an investor or add some type of value to people that watch these at 12 o'clock, by all means, please come on. If you have any questions, you can call us direct at 866-739-3960. This is Matt Merenoff, Real Estate Recovery Group. Remember, it's not enough to get a restraining order. See you guys soon.